Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today's conversation is going to be a little deeper, a little more real, and maybe a little uncomfortable too, because we're talking about something most of us have felt but rarely understand. Why do good people get hurt? You know, the ones who care deeply, love honestly, stay loyal, and still somehow end up broken. And to talk about this, I have Ethan with me today.
Hey, Raya, and hey, everyone listening. This topic, yeah, it hits close.
Let's start with the most honest question. Why does it feel like the more genuine you are, the more pain you experience?
Because good people don't just feel emotions, they invest in them. They give more, they trust more, they expect less, but hope more. And when things fall apart, they don't just lose a person, they lose the version of themselves they were with that person.
That's deep. It's like they don't just get hurt, they break quietly.
Exactly. And the worst part, they don't even blame others first, they blame themselves.
I think one of the biggest misunderstandings is this. People believe that if they are good, life will treat them well.
Yeah, like being kind is some kind of protection. But reality doesn't work like that. Being good doesn't make you immune to pain. Sometimes it makes you more vulnerable to it.
Because you don't expect people to hurt you.
Right, you assume others think like you. You think, if I wouldn't do this to someone, they won't do it to me. But not everyone has the same heart.
But here's something I've noticed. Good people don't stay broken forever.
They don't. They feel everything deeply, but they also heal deeply.
Why do you think that is?
Because their strength comes from within, they don't depend on others to define their worth, even if they forget it for a while. And eventually, they remember.
One of the most painful things is not just getting hurt. It's realizing you weren't valued the way you valued someone else.
Yeah, that realization hits different. It's like I gave you my time, my energy, my loyalty, and it still wasn't enough? And then you start questioning yourself. Was I too much? Did I care too much? But the truth is, you were never too much for the right person. You were just too real for the wrong one.
Let's talk about patterns. Why do some people keep getting hurt again and again?
Because they don't change their heart, they only change the person. They still love the same way. They still trust the same way. And sometimes they ignore red flags because they believe in people more than reality.
That's so true. It's not that they're weak, it's that they're hopeful.
After getting hurt, a lot of people say, I'm done being nice, I'm done caring. But can a good person really change like that? Not really. They can build walls, they can act cold, but deep inside they're the same. And honestly, they shouldn't change their goodness. They just need to change who they give it to.
Let's talk about healing, because people say move on like it's easy.
Healing is messy. Some days you feel okay, and some days everything comes back. But that doesn't mean you're not healing. It just means you're human.
And maybe healing isn't about forgetting.
Yeah, it's about accepting what happened without letting it define your future.
Here's something a little harsh. Sometimes good people get hurt because they don't set boundaries.
That's true. Being good doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. If you don't protect your energy, people will take advantage of it.
So being good also means respecting yourself.
Exactly.
So if you're listening right now and you feel like you've been hurt despite being a good person, I just want to say this. There is nothing wrong with you.
Your kindness is not a weakness. Your love is not a mistake. You just gave it to the wrong person.
So why do good people get hurt?
Because they love deeply in a world where not everyone does. But that's also what makes them rare.
And maybe the goal isn't to stop being good, it's to be good to yourself too.
That's all for today's episode. If this conversation resonated with you, just remember you're not alone in this.
And one day, your goodness will meet someone who truly values it.
Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Ethan, I want to go a little deeper here. Do you think sometimes being too good actually becomes self-neglect?
Yes, and most people don't even realize it because they think they're being kind, but in reality, they're ignoring their own needs. They keep giving even when they're empty. They keep understanding others, but no one understands them.
That line hits hard. Everyone feels understood by you, but you feel understood by no one.
Exactly. And that's where the pain starts becoming silent.
Good people don't always express their pain, right?
They don't. They smile, they say, I'm fine, but inside they're overthinking everything. They replay conversations, they question their worth, they wonder what they did wrong.
And the worst part is, nobody notices.
Because they're used to being the strong one.
Let's talk about something very real. Sometimes it's not about being good. It's about loving the wrong person.
Yeah, you can be the most genuine person in the world, but if you're giving your heart to someone who doesn't value it, you'll end up hurt. Not because you're not enough, but because they're not right for you.
So the problem isn't your love.
It's the direction you're giving it in.
A lot of people believe, if I love more, if I try harder, things will work.
But love isn't supposed to be one-sided effort. You shouldn't have to prove your worth constantly. If someone truly values you, they won't make you feel like you have to earn basic respect.
After getting hurt multiple times, something changes. You start doubting yourself.
Yeah, you go from I'm a good person to maybe I'm the problem. And that shift is dangerous because now you're losing yourself while trying to understand others.
Do expectations play a role in this?
They do. Good people often say, I expect nothing, but deep inside, they do expect one thing, to be treated the same way they treat others.
And when that doesn't happen?
It hurts more than anything.
One of the hardest things for good people is walking away, because they don't give up easily. They believe in fixing things. They believe in people. But sometimes strength isn't staying. Sometimes strength is knowing when to leave. Let's make something clear. Being good doesn't mean being available for everyone.
Exactly. You can be kind and still say no. You can be loving and still walk away. You can be a good person and still protect your peace.
Do you think pain changes good people?
It does, but not always in a bad way. They become wiser, more aware, more selective. They don't stop being good, they just stop being naive.
Even after everything, some people still choose to stay kind. Why?
Because that's who they are. They don't want the world to change them. They'd rather stay soft in a hard world than become hard and lose themselves.
Can I say something honest?
Always.
Sometimes, the people who hurt you know exactly how good you are. They just don't care enough to see it.
Yeah, and accepting that is one of the hardest parts of healing.
If someone is listening right now feeling broken, what would you say to them?
I'd say you deserve someone who sees your value without you having to prove it. You deserve peace, not confusion, consistency, not mixed signals, love, not emotional pain.
Let's repeat this clearly. It's not your fault for being good.
Never. Don't let your past make you believe that your kindness was a mistake. It wasn't.
And one day, it will make sense.
Do you believe everything happens for a reason?
Maybe not everything, but some pain teaches lessons we couldn't learn otherwise. And one day, you'll look back and realize why it didn't work out.
So, why do good people get hurt? Maybe because they love deeply in a world that doesn't always understand depth. But that doesn't mean they should stop, because one day, someone will appreciate everything they are.
And when that day comes, all the pain will finally make sense. If this episode touched your heart, take a moment, breathe, and remind yourself, you are enough.
And your story isn't over yet.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care. Together.
Bye.
Bye.